Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions. In this video, we're going to be working on an existing drainage system. The problem we have here is a deck drain dead ends into nothing. And when a deck drain dead ends into nothing, usually what happens is the patio or the pool deck floods. Now, you have to drain these drains into something. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to pull this paver up here and we're going to put a square drain right below this. That way the water from the deck drain has a place to go. Now we're going to be using 3-inch PVC to connect this because we have to maintain fall and we are already in a very low spot here in the back. So we're going to run that 3-inch PVC all the way around and we're going to connect it into this existing 4-inch drain line for the gutter downspouts. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we're going to work on is getting this AstroTurf rolled back. Now, the best way to do this is in sections. You're going to want to try to find where the seams are, and you're going to work on cutting those seams with a utility knife. Those seams, when this stuff is installed, they use it's a piece of tape that has some really good adhesive on it. Once that stuff bonds and sets, you're not going to peel that stuff apart. So the best way to do it is to find the seams the best you can and then use a utility knife to run down the seams. Now I recommend using a straight edge for the first couple of cuts, and then once you have it where you can actually start rolling it back, then you can go ahead and just take that utility knife and just start scoring it down, as you can see how I'm doing it here. Once we dug down to the existing drain line, we found that the section of pipe had actually collapsed. Now, we suspect that the reason it collapsed was because whoever installed the AstroTurf, they had to haul in a large amount of stone to put underneath the turf. So they probably were using a skid steer or some other type of equipment, and that's probably why it collapsed. Now, if you're ever installing Schedule 20 PVC pipe, I highly recommend that you do not install it anywhere there's going to be vehicle or equipment traffic, because this pipe can collapse easily, especially under those types of weights. Now, this is actually like killing two birds with one stone though for us, because not only are we going to be able to cut out this bad section of pipe, but we can also use this area to splice in our 3-inch main line that's going to drain that deck drain. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually fabricating this short turn 90 onto this square drain. I've cut some of the 90 off and I've cut a little bit of the drain off. That way I can make them a little bit shorter. The reason I'm doing this is because, like I said earlier, we have to maintain as much fall as possible. Because we have to go about 3 to 4 inches below that deck drain, we're already running out of fall. And we want to make sure that this drain is going to drain efficiently into the existing system. All right, so it's time to start gluing some fittings and pipe together. Now, the glue that we typically use is called a heavy-duty clear PVC cement. Now, if you're a DIYer and you're installing your own yard drainage system, I would recommend probably using either a medium or a regular cement. Unless you're used to working with PVC a lot, I would stay away from the heavy duty one. The reason for this is because the heavy duty one, it only gives you about 2 to 3 seconds working time before it fuses those two pieces of plastic together and you can't make any adjustments. So the medium one gives you about 5 to 8 seconds, and the regular one can give you about 10 to 12 seconds to still be able to make adjustments. So unless you're used to working with PVC on a regular basis, I would recommend using either the medium or the regular one. So I know I'm probably going to catch some flack in the comments for using a Ryobi Sawzall and for cutting the pipe like this between my leg. Now, this is how I learned to cut pipe out in the field, and I've been doing this for a long time. It's quick, it's easy, and I get a straight cut out of doing it. Now, as for the Ryobi Sawzall, guys, I'm not going to use my good tools down in a muddy, wet trench. I'm going to just use a Ryobi. At the end of the day, it's called a sacrificial tool brand. We got our 3-inch main line ran. So what we're going to do is we're going to Y it in with a 4-inch combination Y. And we're going to be using a reducer to go from that 3-inch to that 4-inch. All right, so we got our 3-inch main line completely leveled out and installed. The last step to do now is to bury it up and clean up the mess. So I'm going to start trying to get a little bit more footage of me actually working, because usually I'm the guy walking around with the phone actually trying to get the footage, and when I put the phone in my pocket, that's when I'm working. So it's going to take a little bit more time and effort to do, but I figured that way you guys can see the process a little bit more, and it makes the videos hopefully a little bit more entertaining for you guys. A quick tip when backfilling your trench: go ahead and use the hose and periodically fill the trench with some water as you're putting the dirt back. This will help things settle and compact better, so you have less settling over time. We got the AstroTurf all set back into place. We're using the blower to blow off any dirt and debris that may have gotten on it while we were working. We also got the garden hose flowing into the deck drain, and we're testing the system out. So I'll go ahead and leave you guys with some nice water noises. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video and you gained some knowledge from watching it. And if you did, give us a thumbs up. It really supports us. It supports the channel. And if you live in the Tampa Bay area or the surrounding counties, give us a call. We can come out there, assess the situation, and help design a system that fits your needs. And until next time, this is SWDS signing off.